welcome to the Convo couch. It actually just crossed my mind that you guys are the first couple we've got on the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'll just start with the obvious question.
Yes.
How did you guys meet?
Would you like to tell us where you met?
So we met at, we were both studying music. So I was studying music theatre and Kailesh was studying composition at the Australian Institute of Music. And I mean, like, we kind of met through a couple of friends and then saw each other through the hallways. And then one day we just bumped into each other in an unusual amount. Like, I think it was like 5 times. And I was like, at every corner I turned, we just kept seeing each other. So I sent him a message that night and then we never stopped talking.
Yeah. Okay, and so you made the first move in a way, I guess, in terms of sending the message.
Yeah.
I suppose so.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I suppose so. Never thought about it that way, but I guess so.
So she's taken the credit for it already. I don't think you can jump on that bandwagon anymore. So he made the first official move and then you made the first subtle move kind of thing.
But not just a date. He invited me for morning tea first to ask me out on a date.
Okay, it feels like a very Kailesh thing to say.
Yeah.
He's very proper and he plans things out.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. And you guys have come together and formed your own duo now.
That's correct.
Alright, and it's called Demi and Kailesh.
Yes, very original, yes.
I mean, how did you come up with that name?
I know, well, we were actually, we were toying with it for a while, thinking, what do we call it? And I don't know, we just decided that our names were unique enough and, you know, why not?
Okay, and you do a lot of contemporary jazz kind of songs and music?
Yeah.
And also just great pop songs, but we put our own, you know, flavour on it. And
yeah, that's the most cue for us to go into the first song.
Yeah.
I was like, alright, take it away.
From the island of Manhattan to the coast of gold, from north to south,
From east to west,
you are the love.
I love the best.
You're the dream girl of the sweetest story ever told.
A dream I've sought both night and day for years through all the USA. The star I've hitched my wagon to is very obviously you. Of thee I sing, baby. Summer, autumn, winter, spring, baby. You're my silver lining. You're my sky of blue. There's a love light shining just because of you. Of thee I sing, baby. You have got that certain thing, baby. Shining stars and inspiration, worthy of the mighty nation. Of thee I sing.
Yeah, that was pretty, that was so good.
Thank you.
Oh. Do you feel like, I guess, having that emotional connection to each other really helps in the song as well? Like it comes out?
I mean, when you sing a song with anybody, I think there's an automatic like connection that happens. Whether it be between like an ensemble of people or a couple. But we have gotten comments from some private gigs that we did about, you know, are you guys together? And we said yes, and they said that they could tell through our music. So yeah, it's very interesting.
And Demi first learnt to sing. That was her first instrument.
Okay.
Was I learnt to play piano. And so these two worlds, you conceive music in a very different way. And I came from a classical background, and you know, Demi came from a music theatre background. So those two worlds are different, although at some point there is a similar lineage, but they're different. And then, so that means, you know, you each have your slightly different interests, but there are commonalities. They're not super distant. And then I came to like jazz as well, and a lot of jazz standards were musical theatre numbers anyway.
Yeah.
and it's just the way you conceive it though. So we have similarities, a lot of similarities in that, but our worlds are somewhat different, so we just combine them, and it overlaps in many places. And so I think that's really how we create our music.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do you feel like there's that tinge of experimentation as well in terms of how you can combine keyboard and vocals in a very unique kind of way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And your background is in singing. So did you start singing first or acting, or how did it all come together?
Definitely singing. So just in choir, yeah. I think I auditioned for a choir just because my friend was like, yeah, you're good at SingStar. And I was like, okay. And then I went and auditioned. I think I sang like some Taylor Swift song. I was like 11. And then, yeah, I got into choir, but I didn't tell anyone I had auditioned, and my mum just got this letter in the mail. She was like, why do you want to sing? And and then went from there.
Was it a bit of a process to explaining it to your mum and dad, or were they completely open and go for it?
They were like, I mean, of course, like go for it. It's something extra to do outside of school. But I don't think at that point in time we realised how far I'd go with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't change it or anything. I did my first musical when I was like 15, just with an amateur musical theatre society. And I think from then on, that was kind of what I wanted to do. So, and that's been what I've been working on. So.
Okay, so you've actually branched out into acting and theatre through music.
Yeah, it all started with music, but the choir I was in anyway did lots of musical theatre songs as well, and also pop songs too. But I definitely found I had a voice that was kind of more suited to musical theatre, so I just ran with that, and then got into AIM, and then any music theatre performer needs like solid acting training. All of the great ones, they're all trained in acting. So I mean, I love Philip Quast, and I think that I want to be Philip Quast when I grow up. So if I could be like him, then it would definitely be taking that acting route and going that way.
Tell me something, boy. Aren't you tired trying to fill that void? Or do you need more? Ain't it hard keeping it so hardcore? I'm falling in all the good times.